Could Xal'atath actually be a darkened Naaru and not an old god? Welcome, heroes, to a quick review and breakdown of the new official War Within animatic titled Threads of Destiny, and see what clues might present themselves to this alternative theory. Beginning in Azj-Kahet, we hear the narration from the Nerubian queen, Azshara, recalling the history of her mother's reign. Here, we see an emissary of the Black Empire attempting to persuade the Nerubians into joining the battle for Azeroth in patch 8.3. After, the soon-to-be deceased queen, Neferet, approaches a vast mural depicting a scene of old god sacrifice. Looming above, a diamond-shaped object that resembles perhaps the crystal in Hallowfall shines down and is caressed by the large old god being. Who is this mysterious old god? While we could use this as evidence for the Xal'atath equals the fifth old god theory, let's consider an alternative. Continuing, the Queen Neferet suddenly sees a cosmic void portal open from the center of the hovering crystal in the mural, and I think that this could lend evidence to an interesting idea about Xal'atath's true nature. What if Xal'atath is not the old god depicted here, but just like this animatic shows, she was a being ejected from the Hallowfall crystal, which many and myself tend to believe might be a Naaru ship crashed on Azeroth. Perhaps similar to how Kur, the Dark Star of Draenor, was ejected from the Genedar during the Draenei's arrival to the planet, maybe Xal'atath as we know her was ejected from the crystal in Hallowfall upon arrival to Azeroth eons ago. As the animatic continues, Xal'atath claims that the queen has heard her voice from within her dreams. And I think that this is very similar to how the Naaru are said to have communed with the original Arathi humans of the Eastern Kingdoms. Xal'atath's appearance throughout this animatic is very cosmic void aligned, and I'd say that her two iconic blue spheres that we've seen orbiting her mantle are pretty reminiscent of giant eyes, kind of like the circular emptiness we see in the eyes of the Dark Naaru model from Argus. The shape of her cape and the radial imprint designs upon her robes is familiar to both Naaru segments and the Hallowfall Arathi banners depicting their sacred flame. In this animatic, she refers to herself as the harbinger of the empire that was. And we could possibly take this line as a hint that she herself was not a part of that empire. Tragically, Azshara murders her mother and assumes the role of queen, taking Xal'atath's offer for power to join her forces. The way Xal'atath speaks to the queen in her dreams and then rallies an army of warriors at her cause is not all too different from the very methods we've seen employed by light Naaru like Xera. The animatic concludes with an intimidating shot of Xal'atath looming over the Nerubian army, as Azshara exclaims that they will finally claim their destiny. So while there's a lot pointing towards Xal'atath being the mysterious fifth old god who is bound in the blade of the Black Empire, here on Knowledge Wars, we'd like to consider the alternative angles, and I hope you enjoyed this shorter review and quicker speculation episode as something new. Thank you for tuning in, and keep an eye out for an incoming video that we've been working on that just might shed more light on this whole Xal'atath old god mystery.